Good afternoon, I'm Chris Raggi.
And I'm Mary Calvi. As France intensifies airstrikes in Syria, police in Belgium have failed to corner a key escaped accomplice in the Paris attacks.
And now French President Francois Hollande is proposing a law he says could help in the fight against ISIS. CBS 2's Diane Macedo joins us in the studio with more.
Chris and Mary, just about an hour ago, the French president gave a historic speech before both houses of parliament, calling Syria the largest factory of terrorism and asking for legislation to extend the state of emergency. We also heard from President Obama, who promised to assist France but pushed back against calls to send ground troops to Syria. All this as ISIS threatened new attacks specifically on Washington.
We
say to the countries that participate in the Crusader campaign, I swear to God, a similar day that France went through, you will go through.
In a new video posted online today, the Islamic State issues a warning: help France and be attacked, especially the United States.
As we struck France and its stronghold, Paris, we will strike America and its stronghold, Washington.
But President Obama stood defiant against the threat at the G20 summit in Turkey.
France is already a strong counterterrorism partner, and today we're announcing a new agreement. We're streamlining the process by which we share intelligence and operational military information with France.
French President Francois Hollande also asked a joint session of Parliament to extend the state of emergency in France for 3 months, which would give the government extra police powers, among other changes.
The acts committed in Paris on Friday evening, these are acts of war.
The request comes after French warplanes dropped 20 bombs on an ISIS stronghold in Syria. That's where French officials now say the attack was conceived and planned by Belgian Abdelhamid Abaoud, who has previously been linked to a thwarted attack on a Paris-bound train in August and a thwarted attack on a Paris-area church, among other plots. French police also carried out 168 raids overnight, placing 104 under house arrest. And Belgian police are conducting similar raids throughout Brussels, hoping to find 26-year-old Belgian Salah Abdeslam. He's accused of running logistics for the Paris attacks and renting a car the attackers used to get to the Bataclan concert hall. Belgium's Minister of Justice says his country has a, quote, foreign fighters problem.
False papers, false passports, weapon trade are flourishing in certain suburbs of Brussels, like in Molenbeek, and we absolutely have to counter these things.
Now the big question is how to counter those fighters in Belgium and elsewhere. Some are calling on President Obama to send ground troops into Syria. He says that's a mistake, but that the U.S. will continue to fight terrorism through not only military means, but also diplomatic and humanitarian as well. Chris?
Diane, thank you. President Obama also said countries have to address the issue of ISIS fighters hiding among refugees. He also says it's important to remember those refugees left Syria to get away from this terror, and slamming the door on them would go against American values.